So 2 years ago, we would ski to this gate, exit this gate, hike up the stairs.
I'm getting scared.
Yeah.
It's moving so fast.
The climate in the European Alps is rapidly changing. In the high mountains, the temperature is rising twice as fast as in the lowlands, and melting the glaciers at an alarming pace. Hannes Langworth from Nordea is here to witness the consequences and gain a better understanding of how businesses can adapt to the impact of climate change.
We need to talk to the businesses, we need to talk to the people who lives here, who has been affected from this and will be even more affected in the future, so we can better understand which solutions is best to invest in.
As a bank, we need to engage. Our financing and investments can have a significant impact that leads to real changes. $1 in sustainable investments is one of the best ways to mitigate climate change.
Since the early noughts, Dougal Taverner has been a mountain guide for tourists wanting to marvel at the Alps, and climate change has already affected his business.
Just last year, I felt very restricted in where I could go safely with clients. So the problem with the glaciers going, it's also the ice, the permafrost that's been holding the mountains together for so many years is also going. I feel sad. I mean, I've been a climber since I was 6 years old, and I love it here, and I would love to think that my son would be able to have the same experiences as I've had in the mountains. It's my passion.
While Hannes sets out to visit the largest glacier in France, Peter Sandal and Danny Ullman are climbing for climate, a project in which they are attempting to climb the 82 highest summits in the Alps to raise awareness about climate change. Today, they are on their way to the top of Europe, Mont Blanc.
This environment, it's not only postcard-like, beautiful, amazing. It's also one of the places where the impact of climate change actually can be seen from first row.
I used to come here as a kid with my parents, and my dad used to go climbing here, and we'd take the train up with my mom and meet him, and I just have this visual that like the glacier was really high and my dad would just walk off the glacier and arrive here. Probably wasn't exactly like that, but it was definitely not like this right now. So the glacier has receded massively.
Caroline George is a mountain guide who has lived in the Alps her entire life and has witnessed the melting glaciers firsthand. Already on the path down to the glacier, you find evidence of the impact of the rising temperature.
So what were you doing in 1990?
I was 9 years old in 1990, so I was in school and happily unaware of the things that are going on here. Two years ago, the glacier was up here.
That's correct. So we would come through this gate in the winter, ski to this gate, come out, go up the stairs. And now it's about 100 meters lower down.
In just a couple of years.
In just a couple of years.
Wow. I'm seeing this, but I can hardly believe it.
Yeah.
It's so rapidly moving.
This is the leftovers. So underneath there's still some glacier, and that is getting carved out by water and it's melting from underneath. So this is all like very mobile and changing. So now we're gonna go see the effect of the river on the glacier and how it's just carving out the glacier and melting it from below. You can see really the power of the water, and I think it's a great image to have like a glass of water at home, put an ice cube in it, and how fast it melts. And so imagine that on this scale. This is so spectacular, huh?
Wow. Amazing. So the water is really pouring down.
Yes, you can really see here on the surface how there's water running all the way along the surface. From the top, down, it's melting, and then it's creating these puddles of water that is melting the glacier also at the bottom. And so that's accelerating the process.
Yes, of course.
Back on Mont Blanc, the two climbers have reached yet another summit.
Perfect! Whoa! I think this just shows how unbelievably amazing these landscapes are. And it's also a bit scary to think that if we continue in the same way that we have been doing, that a large part of what we see here would just disappear. It's just not a question of if, it's just a question of when.